Thank you for joining us here.
My colleague has been working here over a few days with TFG and
It's very nearby the ocean.
It is very close. Yeah, we swim there sometimes when we have the. I haven't met any yet. In this little bay here. Well, this is our transmitter, our satellite link here, and our administrative offices. This is the centre here, and as you probably see when you fly in as well, it's an aerial city. So many transmitters. Some of these are local. Others are actually media broadcast units. There really is a lot of media in Mogadishu, because it's really new in Somalia. There was no written language before 1972.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So the recordings in Radio Mogadishu, we have a 60-year-old archive, which is all the political, cultural, traditional record of the country, is all held on analog audio recordings. And we're working on a program to preserve that as well. And the radio is still the predominant means of communication, and other audio oral traditions, like there's a band, Barbary band, they write a song, and so it enters into the culture. City is over there. Yeah. The rest, actually, we're fairly close on the north side of the Amazon basin, so there's an actual exterior wall, and over here is the Medina gate, which is one of the entrances to come in.
It's for the main road to...
That goes north, it's easier from the airport.
From the airport?
Yeah.
And how many work here?
Amazon is,
No.
For us, we are about, altogether, with a radio station, which we operate ourselves as well, we're about 110 people. Correspondents throughout Somalia, so we have a very active and live...
So you make a program for Somalia or for the United Nations?
No, in Somali for Somalia.
In Somali for Somalia. You also have occasional reading for Somalis?
We do, and thanks to my discussion with your colleague, we have placed 3 of our journalists on Deutsche courses, for which I'm very grateful.
Yeah. And technical courses?
Technical we need. All of our technical capability is international at the moment. But our expansion program is also very ambitious. We want to introduce public service broadcasting, which means making agreements with existing broadcasters and trying to raise their level of operation. So introduce standards of journalism and operation. And then also, where we do not have affiliate stations, putting in our own transmitters, so that there's effectively nationwide FM coverage, which doesn't
straightforward. Are you economically viable?
No media.
How do you manage?
At the moment we're funded by the UN.
All right.
Before the end of this year, we will be looking for alternative funding, bilateral and through various trusts and organisations. But the plan is for the transformation of what is at the moment a radio station that transmits mainly in Mogadishu. But we've developed that so it's 24 hours a day. So then we're using the content of that to offer through the public service broadcast, when we initiate that, as the offer of programming to be offered to the affiliate stations. And then at some stage, the two will just become one operation. And the aim being that we leave a legacy in Somali media. We don't just come in and operate for a few years and then shut down. It's always been a move towards making it a Somali operation.
So it's a long-term engagement?
Absolutely. And all of our editorial production staff are all Somali nationals. And as I said, we have 18 correspondents throughout the country.
Do you experience pressure, political or otherwise, in your operations?
There's always interests. But what I've always done, and it's from an institutional point of view as much as any other, we've set up as an independent radio station from the very beginning, not as a UN station.
Sure.
And sometimes I have to remind people in the UN of this, and sometimes of other institutions.
Frankly speaking, I was not so much thinking on the UN rather than on other interested parties in
One of the reasons why there's so much media is that a lot of these interested parties have their own radio stations. So if you look behind some of the stations, there's ideological, religious, political interests, and sometimes just a straight business interest, where that's the open mouthpiece. But we're also working on media regulation, so that that can come under control. We've got the telecommunications law passed 2 weeks ago through the cabinet, which is a great...
Does it make a difference indeed?
It will do. It will do. I mean, it's the law is passed, it needs to be signed, and then the first thing is you have to set up the regulator.
Because that's already good news. If you don't just pass laws, but you enforce them,
absolutely.
I think it's a big step forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you said that you transmit, does it mean that you have interviews here and transmit for other broadcasting enterprises all over the world? Or how,
no,
our
news is monitored and quoted and distributed like other distribution of news. But our program output goes out on FM in Mogadishu and on the north coast in Bosaso and in Galkayo. We're also on web streaming 24 hours a day, and we're also on direct-to-home satellite, which seems a bit advanced, but it's actually such an attractive prospect that there are listening communities, just like there might have been 20 years ago to...
So it's not an international broadcasting enterprise wants an interview with the Prime Minister, and he's coming to you to make this interview from here for them more?
It is used by... We do interview the Prime Minister of Somalia. Yes, oh yeah, we interview him at times. Again, we have to take that on its merit, and we don't take instruction.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to keep up you have your other...
May I have a view at the other side?
Of course. Well, that's up to your colleagues, I think.
Could you just tell me your name and your function?
Yeah. I'm Steve Turner. I'm the Deputy Director of the Information Support Team for the African Union and United Nations.
Okay, thanks a lot.